you like to bake? Do you know someone who likes to bake? Do you like competition? Do you just like a fun show to keep watching? The Great British Baking Show. It's on Netflix. Originally was on BBC, known as Bake Off in the UK. I'm going to be talking about that today. Hey, welcome back to Pop Culture. I'm Hannah. The Great British Baking Show. I watch this show a lot. It's become my wintertime binge watching show. It's great. It's fun. I know a lot of people like it, so I'm going to talk about it. It's a baking competition, and through each episode, they crown a star baker, so someone who's done really well in the challenges, and then they send someone home so that at the end of the season, you get a winner, obviously. I don't know. I think I just like it because, for one, it's fun to watch a competition show, and two, it's fun to watch people make these amazing creations through baking. And it's also fun just to get to know the different contestants, the judges, the hosts. They're a lot of fun. And again, it's something you can pause easily and come back to. On the show, there are 2 judges, and they're like 2 hosts, and then I'm trying to remember if it's 12 contestants they start with. So in 2010, the show started in the UK, and the original judges were Paul Hollywood and Mary Berry. And they're so great. They're wonderful. Mary Berry's the sweet lady, but she's a baker, so she knows what she's looking for. She's very good. And so when she judges, she's very kind, but she's also honest too. And Paul Hollywood, I think he has this sense about him, like, I'm a good baker, and I know what I'm looking for. So a lot of times he'll say things like perfection. I'm looking for perfection. And he's known for his like icy blue eyes and his gray, shiny fox gray hair. I don't even know what they call that. When these bakers come into the tent, because they bake in a big tent, they know that they have a couple people to really impress. Like, they're well-known bakers. Mel and Sue are the hostesses on the first 7 series. Back to, oh my gosh, let me focus in here. I'm bad at focusing. Also, I'm rambling, which happens a lot too. Focus on community. So we have these contestants, and they come into the tent. I would assume they don't really know each other much until they go through the competition, and week by week these bakers get closer to one another. They become pals and friends, and so I really like that. I like seeing them build that community and really encourage each other. And yes, they're competing against each other, but they want each other to do well, so they cheer each other on, and they want each other to make beautiful baking creations. What I also like, though, so after the season's end, I often will go and kind of, where are the bakers now? Because I'm curious, have they published books? Are they on shows still? Like, what are they doing now? And what I see is a lot of these bakers become or continue to be friends. They continue to bake together, visit one another. So the show, I feel like it's really genuine. These people on the screen are genuine, and they're becoming friends, and I like that. I think community is huge. It's really important. So the show has that aspect about it that's awesome. Also, of course, baking. It's a hobby. Hobbies are good, right? So it's fun to watch because it might inspire you to bake more. It's inspired me to bake more, for sure. I don't have a ton of time to bake intricate things, but I made bread the other day, which actually was really fun and not as hard as it could be. It's just a waiting game now. Utter disaster. Own it. Get out of the oven. Can't even keep my apron on. Why am I on the show? Pretend I'm a judge, folks. Well, besides half of the loaf already being gone, it doesn't look half bad. But does it taste as good as it looks? Let's find out. Well, it cuts nicely. Good color. Oh, look at that. Baked throughout. No raw parts. It's edible. Handshake. The Paul Hollywood handshake. It's a good loaf. So, a hobby. It's good to have good hobbies, and the show kind of inspires you to want to bake. Also, there's that big aspect of it's a competition, and you're being judged for what you're making. And so, there's a lot of pressure on the contestants to bake well. Like, what is it really about? Is it about creating this perfect thing, or is it about all of the other aspects of it? I know one of the things that Paul Hollywood likes to say is they'll say things like one of the contestants was putting style over substance. Like they're trying to make their creation look really good, but then it doesn't taste very good. So to remember that substance is more important than style. So if something looks bad but tastes great, well, that's more important than something looking good and tasting bad. Can you relate that to life? I think you can, you know. We often try to put on a look that we have it all put together, and then internally maybe we don't. Maybe we say that we are uber Catholic and our prayer life stinks. I can say that my prayer life is constantly something that I need to work on, constantly bringing it back to my relationship with the Lord versus, you know, saying, hey, I'm Catholic. Okay, but what is going on internally? So I think that can really be applied to a lot of things in life, you know, substance or style. Finally, I think it is just great to remember that, you know, we are creative people. Like, as humans, we want to create things. We want to make things with our hands or however, but that we don't always, I think in our culture, we're constantly throwing things like you can just buy it, just hit the buy button on your phone and get it right away. But that the best things are made and things like time is put into them, your own effort is put into them. And so the show really inspires you to bake, to make things on your own, to put in ingredients, to put in effort. Overall, I'd say the Great British Baking Show is a great time. Good show. Inspired me to make this loaf of bread. If you like what you saw, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We'll see you in the next video. This has been Poke Culture. God bless.
Bread will be doughy, too long, and the rye will be dry.
But it's watching the Great British Baking Show. No judgments here, except on the show.